The speculation has been mounting on whether the UPA will survive after Mamata's 72-hour deadline ends, but it seems that all speculation has been put to rest by Ambika Soni, the Information and Broadcasting Minister, because she's come out and said that Mamata has said that she will not pull down the government, and the government is very, very confident of surviving the so-called Mamata threat. She played down the entire 72-hour deadline and said that TMC will continue with the government. Kartike Sharma now joins us for more. Kartike, the government obviously very, very confident, but what's the reason behind the confidence is what people are asking.
You see, Mamata, my sources has already made it clear that Mamata Banerjee had decided to pull out the ministers. Her decision not to pull out from the UPA was evident from the start, because there are a number of state-oriented programs which are in execution in West Bengal, and most of the funds are being routed through Ministry of Railways. So obviously Mamata would like to go outside UPA. She might end up supporting UPA from outside, withdrawing the ministers, giving her a phased exit, but in no way she is going to say that I'm withdrawing my support to the government. I would say that she is just going to renegotiate the terms and conditions, whereby it is expected that she will end up supporting the government from outside. Ministers tender their resignation, and then Mamata can stay put on the resignation and demand what she wants. I would see this develop in the perspective that the centre is making all efforts to mollycoddle Mamata Banerjee so that she does not get offended any further. That is why Ambika Soni is speaking, and that is why every Congress person is saying all the good words about Mamata Banerjee and about the same leader, which not only embarrassed Pranab Mukherjee but also embarrassed Manmohan Singh by saying that he's the best candidate to become the president.
Right, and also Sonia Gandhi, if you remember the entire fiasco ahead of the presidential elections. Also joining us is Manogya from Kolkata. Manogya, what's the word that you're getting from? Alright, it seems that we've lost the link with Manogya. Javed, our political editor, joins us from the newsroom. Javed, just put this in perspective for us.
Look, it's on expected lines. The government is making every possible effort it can, at least being very careful with what it says. Doesn't want to say anything which would, add to the fire or provoke Mamata Banerjee even more. It has braced itself to the fact that to life without Mamata Banerjee's ministers in the government, but certainly they want Mamata Banerjee to continue support. And as far as Mamata herself is concerned, what we gather is that she's going in for a calibrated disengagement. She will withdraw her ministers, but not withdraw support to the UPA government, which is absolutely critical and which will come as a huge sigh of relief to the beleaguered government.
But does that come, given Mamata Banerjee's vagaries, does that come as relief for Manmohan Singh, or is it more trouble?
Look, relief in the sense that she is not withdrawing support from the government. But certainly withdrawing from the ministry itself is not a vote of, certainly by no stretch of imagination, a vote of confidence, and it will weaken the government, but it will not pull it down. Had she withdrawn support, it would have meant that this government would then have been reduced to a minority on the floor of the House.
Alright, but Javed, talking about Mamata Banerjee, obviously she will have the final call. We'll probably know about it soon. But back channel talks have been on since the day Mamata Banerjee gave that, or rather said that 72-hour deadline. And the word that we're getting is that the Prime Minister could actually announce a small rollback on that diesel hike and probably increase the subsidy on cylinders.
Well, that will all be contingent on Mamata Banerjee's response. It has to be it is a part of the thing that can be offered at some kind of a quid pro quo from Mamata Banerjee, but much would depend on Mamata's response. If Mamata is firm in a commitment of withdrawing her ministers, then I'm not so sure if this carrot will be dangled at all.
Well, we're also getting word that a lot of TMC ministers were opposed to the move of pulling out from the government. Why is that so?
I mean, it's understandable. Nobody wants to lose power. Nobody wants to just, sit out. But the fact is that their views notwithstanding, while their views are understandable, that notwithstanding, it's Mamata Banerjee who calls the shots. And whatever she decides will be final and acceptable to all the TMC MPs.
And Javed, what's the word that you're getting on the sort of financial compensation that's been talked about for Bengal for a long time? Will it finally arrive for Mamata Banerjee after this?
Look, it may not arrive in the next 24 hours, but we are given to understand that the details are being worked off, and the government is now, the centre is a lot more favorably inclined now than it was, say, 6 weeks ago.